If you get these three things right, email becomes predictable revenue you can use to pay for inventory, your team, and scaling ads. I run an email agency. We work with 7- and 8-figure brands. Most of them come to us with the same problem. They know email could be doing more revenue, but they don't have the time to figure it out. So I'm going to break down exactly what I will do if I was starting an email program from scratch in 2026. Some brands scale by doing more ads and more ads and more ads. And it's like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain open. You can do it, but at some point you have to ask yourself, why not just plug the drain? So to help you in this video, I'm going to give you the system that we use to set up everything as optimally as possible, so that you can copy this and start seeing results as soon as possible with email marketing and Klaviyo. And this is what you have to start doing right now so you can afford to spend more on ads, scale faster, and leaner. First, we have level 1. First, choose Klaviyo. Klaviyo, it's the app we all have installed but treat like the gym membership we got in January. So you're probably already using Klaviyo, but if not, get it. It used to be a little more expensive than other apps, but really not anymore. So simply download it, install it. Next, we need subscribers to send our emails to. To get subscribers, we'll set up a pop-up. So the pop-up is like your front door to your email list. Most brands have theirs looking like the entrance to a gas station bathroom. They don't have to be super beautiful either, they just have to be on brand. To get started, use any of Klaviyo's templates. Offer anything between 10% to 20% off. And if your products have a high average order value, convert this into actual dollar amount. So it might be $10 off to $50 off. We've even done $100 off for a sauna client. It all depends on your margins, but this is way more appealing than a percentage. Some people have asked me if I recommend doing mystery discounts. I personally don't like that. It gets your customers thinking your brand is all about theatrics, and we don't want that. Be clear, be upfront, just works better. Then in terms of steps, we always do 3 steps pop-ups. Step 1 asks, do you want to get 10% off? Yes, no. Step 2 asks for the email. And in step 3, if most of your visitors come from ads, just give the discount right away. If not, have the call to action be to revise your email for the discount code. This is what we do. This is what we've proved to convert better than any other setup. Okay, so you have subscribers. What's next? We have our welcome sequence. Your welcome sequence is probably the most profitable automation you're not using correctly. It's like having a Lambo and driving it at the speed limit. So here I recommend at least 3 emails. Email 1, deliver the discount you promised, and then tie back to them. So how can your products benefit them? Make sure this first email is as beautiful as possible, because it's really the first impression most of your subscribers will have about you. We will send this email immediately. Next, we have email 2. This one is a text-based email, and we send it within 30 minutes. I'll explain why we do this in just a minute, but just so we're on the same page. They sign up through your pop-up, then they get this email immediately, email 1, the designed email, and within 30 minutes they get this second text-based email. And these emails look like this. Then we will send email 3 22 hours after, so we hit them when we know they are already in buying mode. This will be a beautiful designed email as well. Then we will send our next email, make it text-based, and so on. If you choose to add more emails, just keep following this pattern, alternating between designed and text-based emails. The only purpose of this series of emails is to get these new subscribers to trust you and your brand and want to buy your products. Because if they made it to your email list but haven't purchased yet, it's either because they don't trust you, your products, or your brand can deliver the promise, or they simply don't want them bad enough yet. So essentially we are tipping the scale in our favor. And then finally, to cover up the basics, we have the checkout. We'll follow the same framework here. The first email is a beautifully designed email. Again, the goal here is to create trust fast. So make it evident that you are a legit brand. We will send this email within 30-60 minutes. Next, we also send a text-based email 2 to 4 hours later. and we keep alternating this pattern. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that do not make these emails about you forgot about something, we're saving your cart, because that only appeals to dementia, to forgetfulness, and that's most likely not the reason why they abandon the cart. The reason why is most likely a lack of trust or a lack of desire. So these emails, just as your welcome emails, should get someone to trust you more or to want to buy your products more. So don't only remind them about your cart, but make it evident, make it clear why they should buy from you, how their products are going to benefit their lives, what will happen if they just continue their lives without your products, what makes your product unique and better than your competitors, and so on. So this is level 1, the foundation. Now we have level 2. And this is all about predictability. Now the thing is that predictable email revenue changes how you sleep. And I'm being serious. You stop waking up at 3 a.m. wondering if today's the day that ads stop working because you know that email is working. So some marketers, founders, operators, they send emails whenever they remember to, which is somewhere between when there's a sale and when the guilt becomes unbearable. So let's fix that now. Now we fix our campaign cadence. We start sending 2 to 3 emails per week every single week. This gets your brand to be top of mind, and provided your emails are good, which if you're watching these videos, they will, also trains the algorithm to deliver your emails better. Now, I know that 2 to 3 emails per week might sound like a lot until you realize your competitors are sending emails daily and you're kind of like showing up like that uncle who only shows up on birthdays and misses every other year. So we don't want that. We want to be top of mind, improve our deliverability, and as usual, make sure our emails are creating trust plus desire. And then in terms of what to send, it's really simple. It's just about answering why are they buying my products for, and send emails that appeal to that from different angles. So much like running ads, honestly. Then in terms of email types, we use both designed plus text-based emails. So now let me explain better why we do this. Designed emails are kind of like your storefront window. Text-based emails are the conversation that happens when someone actually comes in. So one gets attention, the other closes. So here are some tips for designed emails. First, make sure they are super beautiful, because every single email either gets someone closer to the sale or farther away from the sale. Then make sure there's some novelty aspect in between emails. Make them feel fresh. Get subscribers a dopamine hit every time they open your emails. So this is why we don't use templates ever. Next, don't say through copy what you can say through visuals. And don't be afraid to make these emails long. In fact, some of our best performing emails are really long. This is because they give you room to create trust and desire. Now, some principles for text-based emails. First, send them from a person, not the brand team, because these really have to feel personal for them to work. As marketers, we've heard this a lot of times. We buy from people, not brands. So designed emails only give us the chance to buy from brands. Text-based emails gave us the chance to buy from people. So that is why we mix both together. Next, make sure you get their attention fast. So what we do is that we make the first 1 to 3 lines of these emails super catchy, super engaging. Next, on this same line, it's spacing. Your emails shouldn't feel like a wall of text to read. So it should be super easy to read, and the first line forces you to read the second line, the second forces you to read the third line, and so on. And that's how you get them to read the entire email. Doesn't matter how long it is. We constantly create emails that are thousands of words long, and they still work because long is not bad, but boring is bad. So I could listen to an 8-hour audiobook about customer psychology and marketing. But if you make me listen to a 2-minute audiobook about Mongolian throat singing, then you lost me. And by the way, a quick disclaimer. I'm not saying this is the only way. I'm saying this is the way that has worked for brands doing 7 and 8 figures. If you got a better way, I'm actually curious, but you'll have to prove it. Next, to add more consistency to our sales, we'll add more flows. So a couple extra ones before purchasing. This will be the browse abandonment. They were viewing your products and then they left. So if we are using Klaviyo, we have this exact data down to the exact product that they were browsing. Then we also have cart abandonment. So before we set up checkout abandonment. So this is when they make it to the Shopify checkout screen. This one, cart abandonment, is triggered when they literally click add to cart and then they leave. They don't even make it to checkout. So the psychology is still the same. It's not forgetfulness, it's not dementia, it's that they either don't want the products bad enough yet, or they don't trust you or the products enough yet. So you have those flows before buying and then after buying to increase lifetime value. We have the new customer flow. The goal here is super simple. We get them excited and sold into your brand, your mission, your philosophy, what makes you different. We do this because we don't only want buyers, we want customers, those who have made it a custom to buy from you. The way we do that is we get them sold on your brand and your products to make sure the next time they buy from you and only you. And then we also cross-sell with taste. We also set up a flow for turning customers. We want to treat these folks differently. Acknowledge the fact that they are a repeat buyer and make them really feel special. These guys at the end of the day are the ones that are fueling your e-commerce brand. And these two are sent immediately after buying. Klaviyo makes it super easy. We also have the win-back flow. So this is for past customers who haven't purchased from you in a while. How much to wait depends on your natural buying windows. For some brands it might be 30 days, for other 90 days. And then in terms of actual emails across these flows, we will also do the same framework. First, it's a beautifully designed email. And then we alternate that with text-based emails. And finally, to stabilize sales, we start tracking key metrics. So open rates are nice. They tell you people saw your email, but they don't tell you if they did anything about it. Click rates tell you they were interested enough to click a button, but sales, and more specifically revenue per recipient, tells you people were interested enough to give you money. So you may have high open rate, high click rate, but low sales. That would be the equivalent of we had a good time, but there's no second date. So something is broken. And we used to pay more attention to click rates before. Now we don't. We're actually okay with click rates going down if we see that revenue per recipient is going up. Why? Because you might fill your emails with a lot of call to action and buttons. And yes, your click rates might go up, but we would rather get them to consume the email first, give it a chance to persuade them and actually create conviction, trust, and desire. So clicks might go down, sales will go up. And to know exactly how good you're doing, another benefit of Klaviyo is benchmarks. So they look like this. They tell you exactly how you're comparing against your peers. So by peers, they mean your literal competitors. So brands about the same size as you and in your same industry. And ideally, you want your benchmarks to look like this. So high conversion rate and high revenue per recipient. If you do this right, it means that you, across all of your competitors, are squeezing more revenue from every single subscriber that you have, which is exactly what we want to do. So with that, you will know exactly how well you're doing. That is level 2, stabilize. And finally, we move into level 3. Scale. By the way, if you're still watching, you're either serious about email, serious about making money, or you have a very questionable taste in entertainment. Either way, I respect it. Now here the goal is to get email to account for 35 to 55% of total sales. Here's how. You're sending campaigns, 2 to 3 campaigns become 4 to 5 campaigns. But you don't send to every single person. You start doing advanced segmentation. So this means smaller but more targeted segments. And I know some brands are scared to do this because they think that a bigger pool of subscribers means a potential bigger pool of sales, which makes sense logically. But marketing isn't logical at all. It's emotional. So if we send to a smaller pool of subscribers, but we make these emails super specific, super targeted to this small pool of subscribers, conversion rate is going to be higher. So it's still going to make up for that lower volume. Now, this depends on a brand by brand basis, what does advanced segmentation really means, but a simple one is emailing past buyers of product X, cross-selling product Y. So they purchase this product, we know what they like, we understand their intentions, so we can make this email way more compelling. So for example, they purchase your protein powder, we can cross-sell them creatine. We know they pair very well together, so we can make that case for that in one email. With Klaviyo, you can also send emails using predictive analytics. So those who should have purchased again but didn't. You can also send to predicted gender and make an email that you know is gonna appeal more to either man or woman. Next, super simple, start optimizing your flows. So your flows are prime real estate. Everyone who enters them is hot by definition. So why will we put untested, unproven emails in there? It's like deciding to spend $1,000 per day on an ad we haven't tested yet and let it run forever. Doesn't really make sense. So by now you have been sending campaigns. So you have a good enough pool of data. You know the campaigns that work. So now you deploy best campaigns into your flows. So if you send a campaign and it does really, really well, give it a tap on its back, put a medal on it, and promote it to a flow. Which one? The ones that makes most sense. Some emails appeal more to a top of funnel, others appeal more to the bottom of funnel. You will put those emails in your checkout abandonment flow, for example. And you do this every single month with your best campaigns. That's what we do with our clients. That's how we can scale email revenue so high. And then finally, how can it be an email about email marketing without the A word? A/B testing, that is. So A/B testing is important. You know it. I know it. We all know it. We also heard it 1,000 of times. But it only matters if we know what to A/B test. Because if you're A/B testing whether to send an email at 8 a.m. or 10 a.m., but your email reads like a terms of service agreement, you are rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. So please don't A/B test button colors. Please, 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 please. If you're really pressed for time, test subject lines, but the biggest changes will come from testing whole emails against each other. This is more likely to give you a 2 to 5x% increase in sales when you find a winner. This might be a 10 to 30% increase in sales at most. Now, you just watched me talk about email marketing for several minutes. So at this point, we're in a relationship. So you might as well subscribe. Now, you heard me talk about text-based emails. You heard me talk about designed emails. So if you want to cover your basics, your designed emails, and make them look super premium without spending tens of thousands of dollars on photo shoots or tens of hours designing these emails, I have the right video for you. In this video, I explain how to create high-converting, beautiful emails using Google's latest AI image generation tool, Nano Banana Pro. And finally, if you want someone to do this all for you so you can focus on growth exclusively, that is exactly what we do at Email Engineers. The link to talk with me is going to be in the description.